The brilliant blue water of Miami Beach, glistening from above on a beautiful day here in South Florida. We're live, the home of the Miami Heat, American Airlines Arena in downtown Miami, Florida. We welcome you this Thursday evening as we get set for some exciting NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us. And from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. Taking a look at Boston. It has not been a dramatic change this season to the performance last year in terms of the record, guys. Every game, though, a chance to get better as a team.
And you know, for the Celtics, they're placing themselves right among the league's top teams here in the early start. It doesn't look to me like they're in any danger of getting off to a slow start.
Now, as long as they can avoid injuries, I don't see any reason why they can't be a top team.
And before we get going, let's catch up with our...
Well, guys, he told me that today is all about setting the tone for the rest of the season series with this team. He said they're going to be a tough opponent for us every time we see them. We've got to let them know right now, today, that we're going to be just as tough for them. We'll find out, indeed, if they can set the right tone, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And both these teams, Chris, have had to weather some tough luck with injuries.
Yeah, some guys sitting it out, others gutting it out. You know, one thing you can learn, though, no one's going to feel sorry for you, seriously. I mean, the games keep coming. You got to find a way.
Yes, good point. And so off the tip, it's Boston. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Johnson is out there with Smart. And it's Horford in at the center. Johnson's shot is off. So it's Miami now. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Just not a disciplined performance defensively in that game, guys. A lot of silly fouls hurt them throughout.
Yeah, there's silly fouls, yeah, true, but playing physical, being aggressive, positive things, but only up to a certain point.
And it's Dion Waiters with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Stolen by Winslow. He kicks it to Richardson. From deep. Rebound, Boston. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
Well, listen, they own the boards at both ends of the floor in that game, and that's what won it for them. Those extra possessions were invaluable.
Oh, yeah. Good fundamentals, maximum effort, rebounding, a clear focal point of their strategy.
Now, here's Thomas. Boy, was he something else against Dallas. Johnson, good. Johnson's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Celtics.
Oh, that's all because of the persistence from Johnson, battling for the second chance bucket. Now, when you think about Amir Johnson, the last ever prep to pro draftee. Now, look, he was taken out of high school with the 56th pick by the Pistons back in 2005. Learning from the vets on that squad, he learned how to win.
Uncovered. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Thomas kicks to Horford. Feeds it to Bradley. Back to Horford. Celtics passing it around. Jacks up a three. That one, no good. And the Heat going the other way now. A three ball. Haters no luck. Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Bradley passes to Thomas. Horford sets a screen for Thomas. Kept alive by Boston. The Heat have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Waiters dishes to Richardson. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Whiteside, a screen on Johnson. Clock at 6. Stolen by Smart. Johnson up top to the middle. Here's Bradley, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Wow, that's just spectacular, Kevin. I mean, concentration by Bradley on that play, drilling it in and earning the trip to the line for the and one.
The Celtics shooting their first free throw of the night. And Miami going with a whole new group out there. And a new group in for the Celtics.
What's up?
Zeller, he's checked in for Horford. Urebko comes in for Amir Johnson. Brown, he's checked in for Smart. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. That free throw good from Avery Bradley.
I mean, and that 6'3" Bradley is a plus defender thanks to his quickness and tenacity.
Now Johnson. Last time out, he had 14 points. Kicks it to Williams. With 1 on the clock, and he comes up with the deuce. Williams has got his first basket of the night. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Celtics out in front, leading by a point. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And a chance to hear from former number 2 overall pick Derek Williams about his focus offensively.
Just getting to the basket more, being able to finish with the defender in front of me. I think getting to the line a lot more as well. I think, getting to the line and finishing at the basket.
2 huge improvements for him. Ray, can he do more?
Definitely. He's already taken a big leap forward, and there's plenty more room for him to grow. He could become a real beast in this league.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
They're not going to sit back and just take jump shots. It's all about attacking the paint and getting to the rim.
And it's why they're shooting such a high percentage from the floor. They're willing to run the offense all the way through.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Rozier's out there with Bradley. Then there's Urebko. Then it's Zeller. And it's Brown in at the 3 spot. Well, Chris, you've had a surgery that has affected many in the league in the last few decades and still currently in today's NBA. What is it like going through a microfracture procedure? How did it change your game?
Well, I'm not the only one. This did end a lot of guys' career. When I think about Jamal Mashburn, Jason Kidd, even though he's a guard and much lighter, Tracy McGrady, the same thing. He doesn't weigh as much as a guy like myself or Zebo, but it's difficult coming back. I mean, just because the post-care process doesn't allow you to put any weight on your leg or allows you to use your leg. So really you have the muscle that atrophies. You have to relearn to walk again, to jump again. And so I had to learn from going to be a player that played above the rim to now being able to play below the rim and find out ways to score like that. And so it's tough. The rehab is long, tedious, it's boring. It's monotonous, but it's something that you have to get through, and basically it's your love of the game, because rehabilitation or that surgery is no fun at all. That you're at least talking about, in my opinion, 20 months before you see your old self.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the 10th pick in the draft can sometimes be a diamond in the rough. You remember Paul Pierce went to the Celtics many years ago with the 10th pick, and Justice Winslow fell to the Heat with the 10th pick a couple of years ago. From day one, Winslow has proven to be on the elite side of defenders in the league. Eric Spoelstra told us he plays with a veteran poise, but also with a youthful intensity, particularly on the defensive end. Kevin, he's been a great fit in Miami.
He just makes winning plays, D.A. Thank you. Johnson outside. It's tipped. Here's Rozier. And again, it's Boston converting.
Oh, Kevin, such a gifted passer. Olynyk used to play the point guard position. I mean, you can see it in his skill set.
Williams kicks to Johnson. Back to Williams. Johnson outside. Pass to Magruder. Shot clock at 6. Again, the miss by the Heat. Celtics leading by 8. Smart passes to Olynyk. Good, and Smart gets the assist. And that's now 6 points for Kelly Olynyk.
And up the ante a little bit there after that basket.
I mean, they seem to gain more energy after each made bucket. Let's see if they try to really bust it open here.
Here's Magruder. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Rozier kicks to Olynyk. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, he can finish in so many different ways. As a defender, hard to anticipate and block him cleanly.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And he shot foul shots at about a 75% clip a season ago.
And that one falls for Olynyk. And so Olynyk nails both of them.
And Kelly Olynyk, from a basketball family, his father a successful coach, his mother a scorekeeper. He's grown up around the game.
And that does it for the first half of play. Celtics lead by 12. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with head coach Brad Stevens. Coach, what did you think was the main edge you had?
Well, I thought defensively we were a lot better, and then that led to some offense. But obviously, we're playing a bunch of skilled guys, and we're able to spread the floor, and that's helpful.
You have to make them work at both ends. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you've enjoyed our first half of action. I'm Ernie Johnson welcoming you back. Shaquille O'Neal is right there. Kenny the Jet Smith is right there. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. The second quarter was all theirs. Major uptick in offensive and defensive intensity as they did their jobs with precision, now sitting on a comfortable 12-point lead at the half. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
In simple truth, they just got hot. Didn't matter what the defense was doing, Ernie, they were definitely able to rise above it. Even the tough shots, did you see that one shot? I don't know how they even went down. They can carry this over to the second half. It's going to be hard to beat them, boy. Woo-wee.
Kenny, what'd you think about Miami?
Well, I think their problem is rebounding, Ernie. You know, when you're trying to come back in a game, every possession counts because each possession can turn into points, and you need to cut that deficit quickly.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Without question, Kelly Olynyk displaying his skills today.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
He's taking his time, not forcing anything, just getting his points within the flow of the offense.
During your career in Sacramento, Chris, you played on one of the most up-tempo teams of the era. Just how much fun is it for a player to play in a system like that?
Well, first of all, you better be in shape and have your track shoes on at all times. And secondly, it is fun because the faster the game is played, the more mistakes that are made. And so hopefully, if you're executing, more mistakes will be made in the defense's part of the game. And when that happens, you get a lot of highlight plays. You get involved. You get the crowd engaged. The energy, this part of it is so different. So those are some fun days playing out there with my boys, and had some of the best times out there with that exciting, fast tempo type play.
I like that. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for Miami, they've got Dion Waiters. Luke Babbitt is out there with Whiteside. Then there's Richardson, and it's Winslow in at the three, the small forward. Richardson dishes to Whiteside. In the corner, Winslow with it. To the left wing. Babbitt passes to Whiteside, and it's sent back by Horford.
Wow, the rim protection by Horford. I mean, Al Horford standing 6'10", always played bigger.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
Well, you guys talk about an imposing presence on the floor. Hassan Whiteside is about as big as they get in the NBA. You can't go through him, and it's even tougher, Greg, to go over the top of him.
And Whiteside is a tree of a player. There is no other way to put it. Measures at 7 feet flat, but has enough bounce in his jump where you think he's 7'6" at the end of the game. Also, very solid core strength, guys. He is difficult to move when he plants his feet.
He hits the second from the line.
And the one thing I like with the Celtics, you see the chemistry and the continuity, not just on the court, but on every level. Coaching, front office, ownership, they're all on the same page.
Now here's Bradley. Thomas, it's a wide open look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Richardson kicks to Winslow. Takes a three. They grab their own miss. Whiteside, good.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Now here's Smart. Johnson sets the screen for Smart. Johnson the screen. Thomas dishes to Johnson. And it doesn't even draw iron. And for the Celtics as an organization, when you have that trust and that common understanding, Chris, that makes a huge difference.
Well, you have to give the leadership some credit because part of being a great organization is hiring great people and letting them do their job. Ownership and management are involved, but not overbearing. And forward-thinking, this is a franchise that is exploring every avenue to find an edge.
Here's Smart. Dion Waiters making his last shot. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Tyler Johnson, he's checked in for Luke Babbitt. And then for Boston, Zeller comes in for Amir Johnson. And it's Brown in for Marcus Smart. And that one falls for Horford.
Now, when you think about Marcus Smart, the 6th overall pick by the Celtics in 2014 after 2 seasons at Oklahoma State. Shooting has been the question mark. Those percentages are definitely not pretty, and it's about shot selection as well as his ability to knock them down.
Now here's Waiters. Another shot. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. For Miami, they have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. And he's good on the second. Now, here's Thomas. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Pick by Zeller. Thomas passes to Bradley. From deep. And no good trying to get that one. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. It's the Celtics. They lead by 11. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
We got to get to defending them, and we got to get attacks. Attacks in the paint without turning it over. Best way to do it is to trust each other right now.
And Eric Spoelstra asking his guys to be both aggressive and efficient. Tall order.
Yeah, and sometimes when the aggressiveness goes up, the efficiency goes down, and vice versa. They're just going to have to walk that line and find a good balance between the two.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. On the court for the Celtics, Thomas is the point with Bradley into his side. Brown out there with Horford, and it's Zeller in at the 5. The Heat trail by 11. Chris, you played for 5 different teams. How much does the city you live in and call home matter during an NBA season?
Well, it's different for everybody. You know, it's different for everyone. It was great to go home to Detroit for me because I wanted to live and stay in my city. I wanted to eat my mother's cooking before the game. You know, not many times could I do that. You know, I can only do that once or twice or once a year playing on the West Coast. So, you know, those type of things, being close to your family, you know, if you have younger siblings or children, that type of thing, you know, if you have kids with school they go to, you know, I've seen players take and weigh all those things. But for me, I've just been blessed to play some great places with great fans. Washington, D.C. was a wonderful place. You know, that city really showed us a lot of love as a young team trying to find our way. And then Sacramento, you know, just some of the greatest fans in the world as well, just embracing us. And they had embraced the Sacramento Kings in so many losing seasons. So that's just who they were. Their character was just that of encouragement. And so I'm glad that we were able to give the people of Sacramento what they have been waiting for so long, and that's some exciting basketball. And so, you know, the cities that you play for are very important. And me as a fan, you know, I still thank the Bad Boys for how they represented the city of Detroit during those years, and Isaiah and Joe Dumars and Bill Laimbeer. So for me, just from a fan perspective, the relationship with the city, the players, is always important.
Well said.
Yeah, it's got to be concerned with all the missed shots here, and every team goes through cold streaks. You just got to figure out a way to stay productive.
The other angle is up to their aggressiveness on drives. They have to create the contact, maybe live at the free throw line for a while.
Luke Babbitt, he's checked in for Miami. And the Celtics also making a change. Johnson's checked in. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during that break, Eric Spoelstra had some words for his team. He said, guys, we look like we're running in mud. Let's get out and see the early offense. And if it's not there, let's run the half-court offense. Pretty good advice, guys.
Right side, good.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
Well, when you get buckets, you have great recognition, and that was great recognition right there by him to see he had a mismatch. He exploited it flawlessly.
Here's Thomas. Hassan Whiteside made his last basket, and the shot goes in.
You just can't take away everything one way or another. Thomas is going to get buckets.
Richardson kicks to Whiteside. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one on Horford. And the first of 2, no good, heartbreaker. Smart's checked in for Brown. And he ends up making the second, and that brings them within single digits.
And every point is critical now. You can't afford to let these opportunities pass you by.
Johnson the screen. Smart kicks to Horford. Shot clock at 5. There's Thomas, plenty of space. That doesn't go either for Thomas.
He had all the room in the world to get that up, but somehow blew it by rushing it just a tad.
Johnson kicks to Richardson. Pass to Whiteside. A jump hook. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Clearly a foul.
So the first one drops, and that brings them within 8. Waiters, he's checked in for Miami. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And so it's Boston with it. Thomas kicks to Smart. There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Dishes it to Horford. Johnson the screen. Just 5 to shoot. The 3 from Thomas. Again, Thomas missing. And Miami has possession. 7-point differential. Richardson dishes to Waiters. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
And stolen by Richardson.
No time to spare. They need a bucket.
They need one quickly here, or it could be too late.
And they commit an intentional foul. It's another one of those so they can get into the penalties. Here's the Celtics with the ball. They lead by 4, and he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
At the line for the Celtics, Isaiah Thomas. At the line for 2.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5.
When you look at Isaiah Thomas, I think when it's all said and done, he'll go down as one of the all-time great scorers under 6 feet in history. I mean, you might say he's already there.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
Yeah, showing off a really smooth stroke there, and that will add to their lead.
And the Heat call time here. They're losing by 6. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the fourth. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
Oh, you have to like the play call there. Caught the defense napping a bit.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
At the line for the Celtics, Isaiah Thomas. Taking 2 shots.
Gets the first, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game. Timeout called, the Heat. They're down by 6. 16 seconds left to play in the final quarter. We've got 13 seconds left in the game. There's Winslow, and the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Eight seconds left in the fourth quarter, and so they choose to intentionally foul.
That's his 4th personal foul. 5th team foul. At the line for the Celtics, Isaiah Thomas. Taking 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. Timeout called, the Heat. They're behind by 8. 7 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And look, this one's out of reach. I don't know what they're thinking with this timeout.
Oh, it feels like Coach maybe making a statement to his guys. Until there's 0 chance to come back, we're going to play this thing out.
Pass to Magruder. Williams for 3. That one doesn't drop. And so it's the Boston Celtics with the W. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Al. The coach mentioned he wanted to come into this building and do whatever was necessary to win. Did you think you guys had the intensity to get that done?
Yeah, no question. I like the energy from our team from the beginning. To be able to come in here and get a win like this, it feels good.
Great road win tonight, Al. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now we move on to our Jordan. Isaiah Thomas saw a chance to put the game away in the fourth quarter, and what do you think happened? Total domination.
It was a very physical performance he turned in tonight. Just look at the number of times he got to the free throw line. Over and over again, he drove hard to the basket. And when he got to the basket, he usually drew a foul.
I know Isaiah Thomas well, and it doesn't surprise me at all to see him have a game like this. Beautiful job of directing the action, but, he does that every night. He's a player you can trust with the team's offense, and he's going to make that big shot, baby, when you need it.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Kenny Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, for Kevin Harlan, and for the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. I hope you have a wonderful, even beyond wonderful, spectacular, just great. See you.
Good night.